What up? Let's get right to it. So let's talk about the pressure that some may say is on Kwesi and O'Connell, which of course it might be some pressure. But ask yourself this, right? Do you think either one of them would have accepted the job, not understanding that there may be pressure on them? Especially knowing the Wilfs, right? You would have to assume that they would have assumed that it would be pressure. I'm sure in interviews, in the interview process, the questions that were asked, the things that were talked about, I'm sure the Wilfs made it clear that they wanted to compete, that they wanted to win next year. Shit, they made it clear in the press conference after they fired Mike Zimmer and Rick Spielman. So I'm sure Kwesi and O'Connell coming in, they've known all along, dog, what the deal was, what the program was. And I'm sure they accepted the job knowing that. And they were up for the challenge. Not only up for it, but I'm sure they're excited about it as well. If they weren't, neither one of them would have taken the job, right? Correct. It's about a challenge, about wanting to win, about proving not only to the world and Vikings fans, but I'm sure to themselves that they can fix the problems that has been going on in Minnesota, right? That they can turn it around, maybe in a year. Could they get the Vikings team to the Super Bowl next year? Who knows? Every season is different. But what they have done in free agency this year so far, I'd say they've done a solid job and deserve a hand clap, so clap it up. Yeah, I'd say they've done a damn good job, especially with the situation and circumstances that they have walked into, left behind from the prior regime, you dig me? So don't ever get it twisted. Don't think the pressure that they so-called have on them is unbearable, or they didn't know about it walking in. So far, you can tell by the guys they are, their energy, their vibe so far, they could prove everyone wrong, right? Et cetera, et cetera. That's the story. If, shoulda, coulda, woulda, all that. Only if we lived in a world of ifs. Only if ifs mattered, right? So I'm sure they're ready to prove a point. And they're taking all the right steps. And the NFL pressure's what it's about, right? Especially with the new regime. And like it's obvious to see, they're definitely running it back. That's clear to see. Some fans happy about it, some not. Would you have liked to see them make different moves? Of course. But at the same time, you got to believe in them, man. Got to support them, salute them. On the outside looking in, as a fan looking in, you got to be happy with the moves they're making, man. Bringing linemen in, finally addressing the real need that's been a real need for years. Getting protection, real protection for Kirk Cousins. Having some solid linemen where they can really compete and you see who's the best. Not just giving the job over to someone because favoritism or they're veterans, like the old regime. Get out of here. Glad they gone. Kick rocks. And you see Kwesi's and O'Connell's energy, man. It's always positive modes. Like I said in a prior video, team building. How they speak, how they carry themselves, man. Their energy, right? Charisma, right? Character. That's all important, man. Can they reach the players, dog? Can they get the players to play at the high level? We know the roster's there on paper. We know the talent that's on the team, man. Everybody know that. Can they bring it together? That's the task at hand. That's the challenge they're up for. They're preparing for. What Kwesi said, you fix the problem, observe the problem, and fix it. And they're doing that, man. I'm sure pressure is nothing to them, man. O'Connell just came off a winning Super Bowl team, and he was the offensive coordinator. How much pressure is that? This is a Super Bowl game. And they made a comeback game-winning drive. You hear me? How much pressure is that? Think you can't handle this? Of course. Some of the expectations and what fans want to see happen, and maybe some of the things the Wilfs want may be unfair. I'm sure they knew that prior to coming in. I'm sure it's not shaking them up. And if it is any conflict going on internally, man, in the office, with management or the owners, I'm sure they will do what's needed to fix it, collaborate, to work through it, as we have seen them do thus far. So don't get bamboozled, man. All this so-called pressure that they have on them. Trust, man. They couldn't handle it. They wasn't prepared for it or ready for it or didn't understand what comes with it, man. Sure, they wouldn't have taken the jobs, dog. Relocated. Bring their families here. Start a whole new life. They would have went elsewhere or stayed where they were. So fans should be happy they have two men that are ready to win. That's not complaining. Not saying problem this. Oh my gosh, here we go. We got to fix this, got to fix that. They're diving in since they first got here and they're addressing the problem, man. So appreciate that, respect that, salute that, if anything. Don't bring unnecessary pressure to the men. Let them work. Respect their work. Because so far the work they put in should be respected. We know we shall see what happens in the future. Duh, of course. That's how it goes with anyone, anybody. Right? Support it. Believe in it. Get down with the get down. Ride with it. They got a whole new regime. What fans been wanting, right? What's been needed for years. Yeah, it took the Wilfs a long damn time, way too long to see. But it is what it is. It's here now. Don't dwell on the past. Look forward to that future, homie. Be excited for the team, man. New players in the building. Veterans they have brung back in the building. Be happy and excited about that. Look forward to that, dog. Turn up. Be turned up for the squad. That's my take on it. That's my opinion, man. Shout out, salute. Kwesi and O'Connell. Ooh, me. Ooh, me. I ain't got no picture, hear me? SKOL. Like that.